Hi, it's Belinda here from Health Promotion Unit, part of Health and Wellbeing, and I've brought you here today just to have a little stretch session. So this is a session that you could do at your desk or somewhere else in the house, but I've set it up with a yoga mat and a chair. So let's get started. This should feel good in the body, so if anything causes any discomfort, or if you've got any underlying pain, I want you to just stop and seek support. So it's important, as I said, that you just feel comfortable in your body and that you enjoy, and it feels like a good thing to feel in your body. Okay, so when we started, I suggest take off your shoes so you're really connecting to the ground and your feet. I like doing this to really sense the ground and to get into my body. So I'm going to get you to start by just feeling into your body. Notice your feet on the ground. Notice what they feel like. Notice in your body where you're sensing any tension. I want you to notice where the weight is on your feet. Is it towards the front? Is it towards the back? And I want you to notice as you float your attention from the feet up through your body, if there's anywhere in your body that's painful, achy, or that you're holding tension. And just bring your awareness to that. And then I'm going to ask you to take a breath in. So I want you to breathe in through your nose and breathe out through the mouth. And just doing that again. So just breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And on the next breath, I want, as you're breathing in, bring that attention to the areas of discomfort, and I want you to breathe out any discomfort you're feeling in the body. So again, just breathing in and breathing out. And on the breath, I want you to feel where you're breathing from. Are you breathing from your shoulders like this? Or are you breathing from low down in your body? So when you're breathing in, I want that breath to come right down low into the body. And it's as though your rib cage is expanding on the in-breath and then contracting on the out-breath, or going in. So breathing in, the ribs float out, and breathing out, the ribs come back in. That's good. Now, just taking your feet so they're hips width apart, knees are nice and soft. I'm going to get you to take your chin to the chest, and we're going to roll through the spine. So just rolling down, feeling like one vertebra is falling down at a time. And at the bottom, just taking a nice big in-breath and out-breath, and then rolling back up again. That's it. And rolling the shoulders back as you come back up. And then rolling down again. So breathing in to go down. And then out at the bottom. In to come back up again. And then out at the top. And rolling those shoulders back. And we're going to do that just one more time. So breathing in and out. And just allowing that breath to come in and out as you move through these exercises. So the most important thing here is that we're not holding our breath as we're exercising, and we're just allowing the breath to guide us as we go through these movements. The next exercise is just a little Tai Chi exercise. So I want you to just bend your knees, keep them nice and soft, and we're going to take the arms to either side. And you're just swinging the arms around. So we're just swinging those arms, allowing the body to move. This is a nice rotation exercise to get the spine moving and just freeing up some of that tension that we often feel when we've been sitting at the desk for too long. So just do this for a couple of moments longer. Great. And then just shake it up a little bit. Okay. What we often feel when we've been sitting at the desk a long time is we start to get really sore in the wrists. So I just want you to stretch those hands out in front of you. Just feeling that stretch, and what you might feel is a stretch down the arms, and then just taking the arms out to the side, so just reaching them right out. And here I want you to take one palm facing upwards and the other down, and you're just twisting that hand. And we're going to turn and look at the upstretched hand. And what this does is a little nerve stretch through the upper body, and it gets those nerves being mobilized through the upper body. It's a really nice one to do if you get a little bit of pain in your wrists, or you've got a bit of neck and upper back tension. Great. And then taking the hands together, clasping them, and just reaching them up to the ceiling. And we can bring our feet a little bit narrower now. So just reaching them up to the ceiling, feeling it just stretching, opening up those side ribs, and just reaching over. Imagine you're reaching over the top of something that's on your side, and swapping sides and reaching over again to the other side. It's a really nice way to open up those ribs and just get a movement into that chest area. Now swap the interlock over, and we're just going to do the same thing again. So reaching up, looking up, watching those shoulders don't creep up to your ears, and stretching the other direction first this time. Really feeling that stretch, and reaching over to the other side. And use that breath to really open up those side ribs and feel that release of all that tension. So again, just rolling the shoulders when you come back, allowing that movement through the spine. We're often holding so much tension in our upper body, and we ends up with neck pain. So we're often like sitting at our desks, putting our heads forwards, working, and this gives us all that really like nasty tension in our shoulders. So just releasing them down a few times is a great thing that we can do just to let go of some of that tension. Okay, so one of my favorite stretches is what I call a table stretch or a chair stretch. And you just grab a chair, we're just going to put it down. And what we're going to do is you're going to put your hands on top of the chair. We're going to take our feet a little bit wider apart. So feet are a little bit further than hips width, and we're reaching out. So what you're trying to imagine here is that you're a dog and that you've got a tail that reaches out from your bottom, and it's stretching up and wagging. Your arms are reaching out, and you're wanting to feel that stretch through the upper back. It's a really nice way to get a big upper back stretch. And again here, just making sure that you're breathing. So breathing in and out, and using that out breath to release any tension they're feeling. And another trick here is just watch that the ribs don't flare out. So just keeping those ribs nice and tucked in as that tailbone reaches up to the ceiling. And as you work those two together, you can start to straighten the legs up if you've got that flexibility. And you might feel a stretch also in the back of your legs and those hamstring muscles. This is one of my favorite stretches, and it's a great one to just do when you need to get up from your chair. Remember, we often spend way too much time in our chair, so having a few stretches that you do regularly is a really good idea. The next one also involves a chair, and it's a nice little one. You've possibly seen this one before. It's a great one to do when you're at your desk. So sitting on the chair, come to the front of the chair, and what you're wanting to do is make sure that your hips aren't rolled under. You want to just make sure that you're sitting on the edges of the sit bones here, and just sitting on them. So you've got a nice little curve in your low back. And we're just going to gently rotate the spine. So you're just reaching over, opening up that chest, and just feeling that nice stretch that comes through that upper back. So breathing in and breathing out. Again, just notice where you feel any tension and see if you can use the breath to release that tension. And then swapping sides. And we're going the other way. So you should be feeling a nice stretch up through this rib cage area. Watch the shoulder doesn't creep up, and just keep that breath nice and steady. And you really notice that when we release this upper back area, we start to feel some of the tension come out of our body, which is a really nice feeling. Okay, the next stretch actually we're still going to be in sitting. So again, that same position where we're sitting with our hips not rolled under, we're just sitting on that front edge of the sit bone. And we're just going to put one leg over the top. And again, this is a stretch you can do while you're at your desk. So this is for the glutes on your right hand side. So we're just gently trying here to feel that the tailbone still floats backwards, and we're gently pushing the knee down a little bit until you feel a stretch in your glutes. So what here you'll see is that I'm not tucking the back under. I'm allowing the chest to lead me forward, so I get a nice straight spine, and that gives me that really strong stretch in my hip. It feels really good. And again, just using the breath to let go of any tension. When we've been sitting for a long time, what we find is that we get really tight in our glutes, and it's a really nice thing to just release those. And that can often release some of that back tension that we sometimes feel when we've been sitting for too long. So just the same again, knee on top, foot on top. We're just making that sort of triangle with our hip and our leg. And we're just reaching, stretching forward. So you see here my left leg's a bit tighter than my right, and that's really common, that one side of our hips are tighter than the other. And what I say is just in those cases, just do an extra stretch on that side and see if you can start to balance it off. And just breathing into that, releasing it forward. And notice how that tension starts to drop away as we drop into our breath. So the next stretch again is for the front of the hips, and this time it's what I call a hip flexor stretch. And you can do this one in standing or you can do it in kneeling, but I'll show you it in standing. So we're going to go into a bit of a warrior pose almost. So those of you who do yoga, and we're going to just try and tuck your tailbone under and come up. And then it's really nice to just stretch the arms up in this pose. So if you're finding it a bit hard to balance, just try and spot something that's still that you can look at. And you're just really allowing that hip to open up at the back and just stretching up that. And what you can have a little play with in this position is just turning your hips slightly and see how that changes the tension that you're feeling around the hips. And you might find that if you go into a slightly more open pose or a slightly more closed pose, that you get into that area that's just a bit niggly at the moment, and it feels really nice. Sometimes I even do a little bit of a squat up and down here, and that can just open it up a little bit more and just give a little bit more of a release. Okay, and then just swapping sides. Again, just a little sort of wideish angle. We're tucking the tailbone under and we're going down. Here, just make sure that the knee isn't collapsing inwards. You're keeping that straight, and this knee is coming out over the second toe. And again, just reaching those arms up to the ceiling and finding something to spot so to keep your balance. And again, as I said, you can just, twist open a little bit, close, and also do some ups and downs in that position. It's a bit of a workout at the same time. Okay, and just coming back in, just roll those ankles around. Just feel the movement coming through your whole body. So just moving those ankles, we're often stiff when we're sitting for a long period of time. So just moving those as well. A little bit of up and down doesn't hurt either. All right, now I just want you to bring again your feet hips width apart underneath your body. And I want you to bring your attention back into the whole body now. And I want you to notice what it feels like now being in your body. Notice the weight on your feet. Does it feel the same or different to when you first started? Notice the feeling in your whole body. Does it feel different? Are you still holding tension in the same places? Or is that gone now? And what you may notice by focusing on the breath and moving is that we can take ourselves from our sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight-flight system, where we've got tension in our body, we're holding things, and we can drop into our parasympathetic system. And that's our relaxation state. And just by using the breath and coming into your body, we're able to do that quite quickly. And it's a really useful thing to do, and that helps us to focus and stay calm. And so now I just want you to again bring yourself back into your body. Take a couple of really just slow breaths in and out. And again, just breathing in, noticing how you feel in your body, and breathing out, rolling down. We're just doing 1 or 2 more roll downs. That's it, rolling down through the body. Notice how it feels, whether it feels a bit looser now, and then coming back up. And remember, your legs can be bent as you do this, they don't need to be straight. And just the same again, breathing in, taking your chin to your chest, rolling down, and rolling back up again. Great. And just keeping your eyes closed, just taking a moment for yourself to recognize how the body feels and to give it a moment to be grateful for the time that you've just spent giving to yourself and giving to your body. And just feel how good it feels to have just walked through that process. Thank you.